Hello guys, what's up? This is Mortaza. Welcome back to a Coder Journey. In this episode, I'm gonna teach you about two of the functions in SQL Server when you want to work with null values. So null values mean that the value for a specific field is absent, so it is not there for some reason, right? So it is different from zeros or I don't know, blank or white space. So null means it has never been specified. It doesn't exist, right? And there might be, many columns with null values for some records. And as part of, showing your data, sometimes in machine learning, you need to work with null values. Sometimes you need to substitute a null value with another value, right? So you don't need to, you don't want to show it or use it, right? For some reason. So there are actually two functions in SQL Server that you can use when you want to work with null values. First, in this video, we're going to work with this table. Do you remember a couple of videos back, we made a copy of our customers table and we named it customers underscore backup. It has the same fields, right? But if you take a look at the records, you can see that for some records we have, null values, right? So I'm going to close this and I'm going to work with this table. I am going to make a query, right? And I am going to select customer name and postal code. So let's say select from DBO dot backup, customers underscore backup, right? And we are going to select customer name and postal code, right? So let me run. And in the output, I get my customer name, right? And the postal code. Let me run one more time, right? So for postal code, we can also select country, right? Let's say country. Let me run. We have the country, right? But for some values, we have null for postal code. Suppose that for some reason we want to substitute these null values with something else, right? So basically what I can do is to use, for example, isNull function. So isNull takes a field, and if the value stored in that column is null, it will return the specified value. I'm going to say unknown. And if unknown, right? And if it is not null, right? If it has a value, the value will be returned, of course. But if it is null, the value that you specify here will be returned. Let me run one more time. And as you can see, for all the records who have their country as who have their postal code, I am going to say as postal code, right? Postal code, because the column doesn't have a name. So for all of the records with null postal code, those null values are going to get replaced by the value that you specify here. So isNull is the function to use. There is also another function. So isNull actually takes in two parameters, right? So the first value to check, if it is not null, it will be returned. If it is null, this second value will be returned. But there is also another function that you can use, which is called coalesce, right? So I'm going to write coalesce. And coalesce, let me run it. For these two parameters, it works the same way, right? As let's say isNull. But coalesce can take in more than one parameter. So every single parameter that you pass into coalesce will be checked. If that parameter is null, the next one will be checked until coalesce reaches a non-null value. And in that case, that non-null value will be returned, right? So you can specify more than one value. So if I specify null here, for example, so I'm going to say the first, first check the value, right, of postal code. If it is not null, return it. If it is null, go to the next one. check the next one. If it is not null, return it. If it is null, go to the next one. And this will continue. If I run this, let me say null, could not find store procedure unknown, right? Let me run it one more time, right? So as you can see, because this value is null, it will go to the next one, right? And the second one is null as well. It will go to the next one. And the next one is not null, and it will be returned, right? So this is the way coalesce works. So is null and coalesce can be used to work with null values. That was all I wanted to tell you. I also forgot my semicolon here. Thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. I hope you've enjoyed it. If that's the case, as always, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.